is Axel the Baxolotl, and welcome to another fanfiction reading. I have decided that instead of reading one fanfiction and then moving on to the next one once it's finished, like I did with Server Snape's Depressed Daughter, I am going to be cycling through at least 3 different fanfics at once just so it doesn't take me forever to read everything I have bookmarked. Anyways, today I'm going to be reading a Steven Universe fanfiction titled Morganite. Okay, Chapter 1. My Day in the Kindergarten. Kinda long. Author's note. Hey guys! Akitomi-chan here. This is my first fanfic on this account since my last one got hacked, so I hope you guys like it. If there are any spelling mistakes or anything, it's because I'm super excited to share this awesome idea for a story I have for all of you. I really love writing for all of you beautiful people, and seeing positive reviews on my work will make my dreams come true. So please fave and give me some reviews. Also, special thanks to my friend Sonic X Kimmy 172, I almost said 3, for giving me some feedback before I publish this. I love you, girl. You're like my best internet friend, and I don't know what I would do without you. Darling. Okay. Maybe sometime I'll give you a character or a special birthday fic. PM me and tell me what thing you want it to be, and also what you want it to be about. An interesting start, but not bad. So let's get on to actually reading the story, I guess. Hello, my name is Morgan, or should I say Morganite. Back before the incident, I was a normal schoolgirl in a lot of ways, even though I was kind of young at the time, 8 I think. I'm 13 now, but we'll get to the present time later. For now, I should tell you what you're all wanting to hear, the story about how I became a gem. Okay. Color me intrigued. Anyways, you did not just start this off with "it was a dark and stormy night." Ooh, such a stereotypical start for like a super edgy or dark story or fan fiction. Jeez, not all tropes are bad. Actually, I'd argue most tropes aren't bad. It's generally the execution and how well written they are, but don't start off your stories with "it was a dark and stormy night." Just don't do it. No, please, stop. Anyways, it was a dark and stormy night in the hills and mountains, and the ground was covered in water on account of all the rain. We usually get a lot of rain where I come from, but I like the rain, so I didn't mind. I was out after dark at some of my friends from school whose names were Delilah and Holly. I didn't want to be there very much, but I went anyways because they dared me and said that they'd call me a chicken if I didn't. Yes, the worst of insults. Chicken. I mean, I guess they're 8 at the time, so that makes sense. When I was young, I didn't like being called a chicken. It was very insulting. I was super afraid of making people dislike me back in the day, and I still do have a lot of anxiety about that. So when they threatened to hate me forever for not going, I had to go. Girl, get yourself some new friends. Get yourself some new friends. Delilah and Holly just ain't it. No. I tease my friends about being scaredy cats and stuff, but I don't threaten to hate them and not be their friend anymore if they don't do what I want. Excuse me? Bitches and hoes, that's what Delilah and Holly are. They're bitches and hoes. We were in the quarry that started to flood because of the rain. It was summer and we were kids, so we wanted to swim there. That's how you die. No. That's how you end up taking the big sleep. No. Even still with the rain, there were pits and ledges and dangerous drops everywhere, so I was nervous. This is how you end up taking the big nap, the big sleep. No. Don't go swimming in quarries if there are ledges and dangerous drops everywhere. No. That's stupid. Delilah and Holly are even more stupid now. I get being going on adventures and stuff and the adrenaline. I have explored some very dangerous places, right? But not to the point where, like, one wrong move would kill me, right? Dangerous is in, like, if I do something wrong, I'm probably gonna get a little bit hurt, but not dead. No! You're stupid! Stop! I bet you're white, aren't you? I bet you two are white, aren't you? The absolute caucasity. Also, the ground was slippery and I was clumsy, so I was really scared about falling in the mud and getting my good school uniform dirty. That's what you're worried about? Girl, I'd be a lot more worried about losing my life. Morgan. I get abandonment issues, right? And like anxiety about being abandoned. But girl! Also, I had my hair looking nice in 2 curly pigtails, and I didn't want my hair to be ruined either. Hey guys, I said, looking around scaredly with my eyes that used to be gray-black, but then later turned pink. We don't need to know that right now. This is dangerous. I want to go home. What are you, chicken? Said Delilah with a scoff. Shut up, Delilah. Rude. I don't like Delilah. She's only said 4 words so far, and I don't like Delilah. For someone named after the Celtic god of war, you sure are a wimp, Morgan. How? They're 8 years old. How do you know the name of the Celtic god of war? That confuses me, but sure, whatever. Yeah, laughed Holly. What is there even to be afraid of? It's just a quarry, you idiot. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the cliffs? Maybe the super dangerous drops that could get you killed? You don't go swimming in things that fill up with running water when it's raining. No. Y'all are being stupid. Okay, I said nervously. But also, I didn't bring a swimsuit. You're awful, Delilah scoffed. Honestly, why do we even hang out with you? You forget everything, and you're the klutziest. I'm sorry, I said sadly. Holly looked at the big hole in the abandoned quarry, which was filled with water. Hey, Delilah, she said, this one looks perfect. You're right, Delilah said. Well, time to swim. Too bad Morgan can't join us, lol. Unless you want a skinny dip or something. Y'all are 8 years old! No! 8 years old. How do you know what skinny dipping is? Oh, jeez. I just read ahead on accident. That escalated quickly. Holly said, but we don't want to see you naked because you're ugly and fat, so never mind. You could just sit there, watch, and feel sorry for yourself. Ha 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 ha. I used to have friends exactly like this. I use the term friends very lightly. But I used to hang out with people exactly like this. So I'm getting very upset. I'm very mad. Delilah and Holly both took off their clothes to show that they had bikinis on underneath, and they jumped into the thing and they started to swim. Meanwhile, I sat off to the side crying. My tears mixed with the rain. That's right, it's still just raining. You're already soaking wet. Why not just... Okay, obviously don't actually jump into the quarry, but like, you're soaking wet already. Because it's raining, unless you have an umbrella, and I was just not made aware. But if you have an umbrella, then your tears wouldn't be mixing with the rain because you would be covered by the umbrella. You're already soaking wet, girl. Just hop into the quarry with your clothes on. Your hair and everything else is already destroyed. Why would you be worried about ruining your hair and clothes if they were already ruined by the rain? The inconsistency is very irritating. My sobs were quiet though, so Delilah and Holly couldn't hear me. I doubt they'd be able to hear you over the rain anyways. And hate me more for crying. A lot of people used to say that I was a baby, and they still do. But I really can't help it a lot of the time. I just want people to like me, but it's hard for me to be as social as other people are. I'm really introverted, and I started getting bad anxiety and social issues, so sometimes when I have to talk to strangers, I have panic attacks and start crying. It's really embarrassing, but I'm sorry to say that it's the truth. Author's note. Right in the middle. Don't put author's note in the middle of your story. It breaks the immersion. Author's note. Don't worry about me, though. That's not me. I'm fine, lol. My friend said that I should write some characters who have more depth and are less outgoing than me, so I decided to write a shy girl, and I did it. Anyways, I started to feel really bad and panicky, so I decided to go home while Delilah and Holly weren't looking. I could text them later and tell them that I wasn't feeling well since I get sick a lot, and they'd buy that, so I wasn't too scared. Anyways, I stood up and started to leave, but the ground was more slippery than I bargained for. I slipped and fell chest first into all of the mud and ruined my uniform. It was already ruined. You're soaking wet. Whatever. I kept it a scream and started sobbing again. My parents were going to kill me. My private school had expensive uniforms, so my parents wouldn't be happy to see that I'd snuck out and gotten dirty in it. That's when I decided that enough was enough. I wanted to get home pronto, and I vowed to never talk to Delilah or Holly ever again for making me do this. Yeah, that's right. You go, girl. Screw them. They're assholes. And taking advantage of my shy and niceness, I got up, being angry by this point, and started to run home. But again, the ground was more slippery than I thought, and I fell. But this time, I didn't just fall into the mud. I fell into a pit. Oh no. And this, friends, is how I died. That's not actually in the story. But that would be a great ending to this chapter. This is the story of how I died. Oh, died and got resurrected as that'd be cool. That would be cool. I actually like that idea. I'm gonna snatch that for myself. Oh, I read ahead. Hi, Jasper. Anyways, the pits in the quarry were deep, and I knew that. And I screamed. It was like a slide after a while, so I slid and screamed and cried because I thought I was going to die. When the pit reached the bottom, though, I wasn't dead. I landed in a sparkly teal pool that was glowing. I was confused and thought I had died, though, so I sniffled for a bit longer before I got out of the pool and looked around. Everything was gray, and there were things that looked like spidery robots all around. You ended up in a kindergarten. That explains the title. And I was confused. I didn't know at the time, but I was in the kindergarten. I looked around a bit more and tried to explore before I heard a loud bang. Eh? Who's there? I asked, quaking in fear. The bangs increased before I saw a big orange person step out from the shadows menacingly with a glower on her face. You, she said, not sounding happy. Where did you come from? Who are you? I'm Morgan, I said, extremely scared. Who are you? I'm Jasper, the buff orange girl said, taking a step closer to me. So you're a human, huh, punk? Yes. As opposed to what? I asked. At the time, since I didn't live in Beach City, I lived nearby, I didn't know what a gem was. Jasper didn't answer me as she stomped towards me before picking me up off the ground by my neck. I was scared and kicked around, but there wasn't much I could do since I was a would-be little 8-year-old girl at the time. What are you doing in the kindergarten, human? She asked threateningly. I'm confused as to what Jasper is doing here. I don't know the exact timeline that we're at right now, like at what point in the original story we are. But I'm going to assume, when was that? Like season 2, season 3? Before Jasper and them showed up. Did it say she was 13 or 14? That's 6 years. I don't think the events of Jasper showing up to the rest of everything else took 6 years. So your timeline doesn't make sense at all. I'm gonna keep reading and see if any of this could get clarified for me, but none of this makes sense. I'm confused. I fell. I'm sorry. I can leave if you want, I cried out, starting to cry. You were already crying? Oh, you'll do much more than leave, you little scamp, Jasper smirked, and I felt her pressing on my throat. I was scared, since she was trying to choke me, but then there was a really bright light. I was blinded by the light, and Jasper would ask, "What is this? What's happening?" before everything went to white and I blacked out. When I woke up a few hours later, I was still in the kindergarten, but Jasper was gone. Instead, I saw her orange gem lying on the ground. Or the gems making up Jasper, if you believe that one fusion theory I heard about once. I'm open to it, but I'm pretty sure that someone who does the show said that it wasn't true. So I'm sorry. What one fusion theory? Stop putting random author's note in the middle of your story, because now I'm even more confused than I was before. And how did Jasper get poofed? Excuse me? I felt weird though, especially my neck. I felt at my neck and felt a weird little bump where Jasper had her hand. So I went to the reflection pool to see if I was okay. When I did, I almost fainted out of shock. On my neck was a diamond-shaped pink gem, and my skin was rosy pink, and my eyes were hot pink. And my hair was pink like strawberry lemonade, not to mention somehow my clothes didn't have mud on them anymore. I became a gem. How? What? I am so confused. Listen. That makes no fucking sense. She became a gem from Jasper choking her? I'm sorry, no. No, like, I am not against breaking the canon of shows, okay? With OCs and stuff. I'm not against it at all. But you gotta at least try and make some sort of fucking sense. I screamed, even though I tried not to. It stumbled away from the reflection pool. This was a little much for me, an 8-year-old, to process, I mean. What even was a gem? I didn't know. What was this? My head was spinning, but I figured that I should at least get away from the orange gem left where Jasper was, before she came back and hurt me more. I ran away, panting because I was tired before I tripped again, on accident of me being a klutz, and I started to cry. How was I supposed to get to the surface again and go home? My parents would be worried sick. Just then, though, I saw 3 figures in the distance. Garnet, are you sure you heard something down here? I heard a voice say. I don't hear anything out of the ordinary. Yes, I'm sure, said a calm voice. I could tell there's something strange down here. Whatever, who cares, said another voice. Let's just go get some food or something. This place stinks anyways. Amethyst, we're here for a reason, the first voice said. What if a human fell down here? Or what if there's a monster? As the crystal gems, we need to see what's going on down here, for Steven's sake and for Rose's sake. Whatever, this is a drag, said the third voice. My voice caught in my throat, and I was scared to say anything at first, but eventually I cried out, Please help. See, Amethyst, a human is in trouble, the first voice said. I heard footsteps coming from far away before they appeared in front of me, and I gasped. It was Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl. And that's the story of how I became a crystal gem. Okay, I have a lot of questions, and I doubt any of them are going to be answered anytime soon. That makes no sense. I'm not against the idea of a human becoming a gem, but you gotta at least try to come up with a better explanation than I was being choked out and suddenly magically became a gem. That's just absurd. I'm gonna leave this off here since these chapters are actually fairly long. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new, because if you don't, I'm going to steal your toes. Goodbye.